So it's been about a year and a half for this garden, and the maples are very high. I was really surprised because I thought this black walnut had died, but then it just shot up. You know what? This maple's gone pretty high too. Wow, this one shot up too. For the longest time, all of the maples were only up to here, and then this one shot up from here up to there, and then I guess this one did a little sprint at the end of the growing season and got up a little higher, so that might actually be higher now. I think some of the maples have died out, which is good. Makes it easier to transplant them. I probably have about half as many maples alive now as I did before, but they've all kind of, well, it's gone to the ones that have been growing better. And they're already starting to turn for winter. So I really had to do this video now. There's still a few more maples growing up around this, but I think I'm going to go ahead and mow them because I don't need too many more trees right now. But this one shot up as well. It's a stolon from the big walnut tree, which had another little offshoot that really grew up. And I'll try to encourage that because that tree had some damage in a storm. And if that tree doesn't survive, at least the root system and whatever else grows from it will survive. So that's nice. But this one, the neighbor thought he'd be nice and mow my yard, and he knocked this one over. So it was laying down for a while, so it grew that way, and then I propped it back up, and started going that way, and it put this really sharp crook in the wood. And that gives me an idea. I bet I could actually use this method to grow like neat wood, like magical looking staffs or whatever, and let them grow for a few years. Or at the very least, that will lend itself very well to steam bending further. Fucking cobwebs. Just everywhere. There's a lot of these tint worms everywhere though, sadly. Last year I came out here and I was killing them with scissors every single morning. But this year I give up. I just give up. You can't keep up with them. And this tree seems like it's doing fine, so I'll let it go. Looks like some of these little branches are falling off already. It appears that's the normal function for walnut, is that these branches just fall off and they kind of just disconnect, which is fine. And then we have the little red oak that I planted earlier this year. Out of like the 20 or so that I did, the little experiment planting pot didn't seem to work too well, but we got one to work. And it's growing slow. Could just be bad soil, but I figure I might as well let it go. I believe I put 6 here. It kind of came up to this and then just stayed that way for months. So here's what I'm thinking. I think that this one is putting that little taproot down and investing in going down instead of investing in going up. So next year, if this survives, and if it's not just slowly dying, if it actually is building up its resources, then it will be able to really start shooting up next spring. Seems like oaks are more of a slow species. Oh, and then I also tried my hand at, what's it called, like splicing, or not splicing, but using a little section of an existing tree to grow, and it died. But before it died, it lost all of its leaves, and then it started growing back. Had a couple leaves. Let's see how it did. Okay, so it did not grow there. they didn't actually grow any leaves, or any roots. I think I just did it the wrong time. And it also, you know, the first one. But it did start to grow. So I'm thinking the next one I will cut off the part that's green, and then I'll take all the leaves off. Or maybe I'll just take those leaves off, but it lost all the leaves anyway, so I'm not really sure. But that was a cottonwood, just FYI, from the big cottonwood tree out front. Little experiment. I don't really need another cottonwood tree, but who knows. I think my audio recorder is failing me. It might have a loose connection. I'll only find out when it edits. So, it's going pretty well, and I'm thinking this year will be the year that, or the winter that I'll transplant these. I don't know where I'll put them. I'll probably get rid of most of them, but some of them I'll definitely keep. I had a really bad, like, fungus or really dry period or something that wiped these ones out. Now this is just one. The main stalk died, and then it started regrowing. The big tree, way back there, it lost all of its leaves. It was quite a shame. But it's coming back, and this one, you know, I might keep that one here, and I'll just maybe sacrifice the ones around it. I don't need too many maple trees, but I just need some. Oh, another one. So that one started growing this year, I guess. Yeah, I still haven't cleaned up the burn pit. I'm slowly cleaning it up, though. I burned about 2 buckets worth of blocks of wood that I'd stored here. Because after all, the entire reason this started was because I had a burn pile here and didn't want to mow around it because of any glass or whatever. Oh well. Oh well. Well, that's pretty much it. Well, that's pretty much it. I'm really happy with how that tree's going. And especially that one. Hopefully that big tree won't die anytime too soon. But who knows. Oh, and we have 2 or 3 walnut trees to cut down at a friend's property, so that'll be some walnut lumber, black walnut lumber. That'll be really nice. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. See ya.